Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of season 2 Rookie Cooks. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make an African rice, which is a Portuguese dish, as well as some garlic prawns and sangria. We are going to Portugal today, baby, so get ready and prepared and let's get cooking. So just to run you through some of the key ingredients today, we will be using some king prawns for the garlic prawns, which is kind of a starter dish. Absolutely delicious. Get some nice bread to soak up some of that moisture that's there. Some chicken breast for the rice and some spicy chorizo sausage. And of course, you need a nice beverage to wash it all down. So why not take it all the way with some sweet sangria? So let's get cooking. So for the African rice that I'm making, I'm going to actually add some chicken. So just slice your chicken up into some thin strips. And then we're going to go ahead and dice it. There's a lot of flavors in this dish, as much as it is that we're using minimal amounts of seasoning. We're gonna have some delicious chorizo sausage in there, all that yummy goodness. So I'm just gonna dice these into small bite-sized pieces. I actually went to this restaurant that I got the inspiration from this dish from with two of my friends, actually, one of them being from a Portuguese heritage, and even she had to say that this dish was absolutely delicious, so I know they're definitely doing something right in there. I'm using chicken thighs just because I find chicken thighs to be a lot juicier opposed to chicken breasts. Now, I don't have any bones in here. When you go to the butchers, feel free to ask them to remove the bones for you. Saves you the task when you get home. This is a perfect dish to make when you are having a small gathering, some friends or loved ones come over, packed full of flavor, very simple to make. And of course you have a sweet sangria to wash it all down, which is always a good time. To our chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and add in a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Smoked paprika just adds a lovely warmth to the dish as well as vibrant color. 1 teaspoon of black pepper and some sea salt. Now I'm not going to add too much salt just because we are using chicken stock, which is quite salty anyway. I'll rather just taste as I go along opposed to having to rectify any mistakes. It's always better to add less and have the need to add more opposed to over seasoning and you're in panic mode as to how to fix your meal. So using clean hands, make sure you give this a good mix. And then we are going to set our chicken to the side and start preparing our onions and garlic. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finely chop 1 red onion. I prefer to use red onion in this dish just because I feel like it adds a different flavor. Plus I like the color and vibrancy that it adds to this rice meal as well. Matched with the green parsley, it's really going to look appealing on the plate. So to this rice, I like fairly spicy food, so I'm going to be using 2 red chilies, okay? I'm not taking the seeds out, as you guys know. I love spicy food. Plus these are fairly mild chilies anyway. If I'm being honest with you, I've been to Portugal a few times, but this meal is absolutely divine. Packed full of loads of different flavors, different textures, and it's so simple to make. I feel like it's one of those dishes that you can make on a short schedule and anyone that tastes it will be impressed just because it's packed full of loads of flavor. So I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic for this rice just because I'm going to accompany it with the starter of garlic prawns. I don't want there to be too much garlic in the rice dish. Chop up some fresh parsley for our garlic prawns as well. So I'm chopping enough for both dishes here. So I'm using some spicy chorizo sausage. This is cooked already when you buy it from the supermarket, so don't have to worry about the cooking times with this. I love chorizo, whether it be with some crackers and cheese. I'm definitely a big fan of pork. If you don't eat pork, feel free to substitute this with any other sausage that you prefer, or alternatively, just remove it and add an extra teaspoon of paprika. So just chop up your chorizo sausage into small pieces, and we'll fry this down with the onions, garlic, and chicken. Right, so to your pan, I'm just gonna add in some olive oil. Add in your onions, garlic, and chilies. Don't worry if some of the parsley gets in there, it's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our chopped chicken and cook this down. Should cook down for at least around 15 minutes or so, just to make sure that all pieces of the chicken are thoroughly cooked and all of our spices are incorporated. It smells so good. Do you like my nice pot? My mum bought it for me. It's quite cute, isn't it? It's perfect for this dish. So for this dish, it does require long grain rice. You guys know that I usually cook with basmati, but the long grain just absorbs a lot more flavor and it doesn't get mushy when it's cooking in this sauce compared to what basmati would usually do. Now, I do know that they use an authentic Portuguese rice, but I just couldn't find it in my supermarket. So if you guys know of any Portuguese stores that I can purchase some ingredients from, comment below, message me on Instagram, because I'm literally obsessed with Portuguese food now. So it'd be great to know some locations that I can get some key ingredients. Right, so for our garlic prawns, I'm just going to chop up some fresh garlic here. I prefer using fresh garlic opposed to garlic paste, or you know, the chopped garlic that you can also buy in vinegar. There's nothing better than fresh ingredients. So if you have the time and it's accessible to you, opt for fresh garlic in this dish. Now that the chicken has cooked down, it's been around 15 minutes, I'm going to add in some chicken stock. Don't worry guys, I've listed below all of the ingredients and measurements in the description box. So as you are liking and subscribing to this channel, you will find all of the ingredients that you need to make this dish. Also, I'm going to just add in 1 teaspoon of Worcester sauce and give this a good mix. Oh, the flavors. Love it. So you're just going to cook this on a medium to high heat. Now that the chicken is cooked through, I am going to give this a taste just to see if I need to adjust and add in any salt or add a bit more pepper. It's best to always taste as you go along. Oh, delicious. Right, so we're going to let that reduce. Now some of the liquid's going to evaporate, and by the time we add in our cooked rice, it's going to absorb some of that delicious flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and start frying the plantain that we'll be adding into this rice dish as well. So I'm just going to fry the plantain. Chop them into small pieces and add it to your hot oil. I don't salt my plantain just because there's not really much need, if I'm being honest. Plus the chorizo is quite salty. So whilst that's cooking down, we're going to go ahead and start preparing our sangria. I'm just going to take the seeds out of 2 apples. Chop your apples into small pieces, and then we're going to muddle that all together with some brown sugar and orange juice. Add the chopped apples to your jug, or pitcher as some would like to call it. Now with the oranges, I'm going to squeeze some fresh orange juice in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in 3 tablespoons of soft brown sugar. Add in around 3 tablespoons of brandy, or however much you prefer. This is an alcoholic drink, so only for those aged 18 and over. Try and squeeze out the juices from those apples and oranges that we put in there. Sangria is one of those things that I look forward to when I go on holiday, but drink with caution, because before you know it, it creeps up on you. So I'm then going to fill it up with some red wine. I'm using Rioja wine, but any red wine that you prefer is fine. And then I'm going to give this a good mix and pop it in the fridge to chill. I'm going to go ahead and add in our fried plantain and some green peas. Right, so I'm going to give this another taste before we go ahead and add in our cooked rice. Perfect. Nothing needs to be changed with that. So now that that's perfect, we're going to go ahead and add in our cooked long grain rice. And before we give our rice a mix, just go ahead, grab a handful of that fresh parsley that we chopped down earlier. So as we wait for the rice to warm through, we're going to go ahead now and start preparing our garlic prawns. So bring your frying pan up to a good heat. I've just got mine on a medium to high heat, and we're going to go ahead and add in just a knob of butter. Right, so now that our butter is melted, I'm going to go ahead and add in our freshly chopped garlic. Just allow these to soften up in the butter for 2 minutes. So now that our garlic has softened, you're going to go ahead and add in your king prawns. To our prawns, we're going to add in half a teaspoon of some chili flakes. If you don't like chili, feel free to leave that out. And 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And half a teaspoon of salt. Now to this, we're going to add in our white wine. Like I mentioned before, all of the ingredients can be found in the description box below. These are turn over. We're going to pop the lid on and allow this to steam for just 3 to 5 minutes, just to make sure that the prawns are cooked all the way through and they should be a nice rich pink colour. Right, so our prawns are cooked and it's time to dish up. These prawns smell absolutely delicious. I love to cook king prawns in the shell when it comes to this dish, just because it adds a nice flavour. So there is our rice and prawns. I'm just going to garnish the rice with some of that chopped parsley. And we can't forget our sangria. And there we have it. Portuguese African rice with some garlic and chili prawns with a sweet sangria to wash it all down. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know how you get on. I can't wait to see the recreations of this dish. And I will see you soon. Bye.
I'm actually allergic to bananas. I can't have this.
You can't have plantain?
Well, I can't have bananas.
Why?
I'm allergic to bananas.
Really?
Yeah. And avocado.
So what happened?
Kiwi.
You had one?
I won't die from it, but I get like itchy and shit.
Oh no, what am I going to do?
I just want to eat it. It's all good. Well, I can eat a little bit. I'll risk it.
Connor, that's the best outtake. You gotta eat bananas.
Naomi, you better finish your crisps now, because I don't want to hear. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So now is the time we're going to add in our cook. Let me finish eating what's in my mouth. Okay. I've made a mess. Look at it all. Oh, James is driving, so James can't shop. Not demon time! Oh dear! Shh. Sharon, I can see you. Shut up. Right now. What are you doing? Okay, I'm ready to start talking, so shut up. Okay? Don't start, otherwise I have to separate the both of you. I'm gonna have to put you at different sides of the rooms, okay? We are on set. But drink with caution, because before you know it, it creeps up on you. Oh dear, not creeps up. Like a thief in the night.